Final practice in Singapore, and Liam Lawson caused his second red flag of the weekend.
It's a pretty simple one in truth. Get the curb, lifted the car up, you'd start to lose the traction, fighting for that little bit of rubber on asphalt, and oversteer into the wall, pushing again, probably too hard, too soon, trying to make up for that lost time yesterday, and Lawson's now really in trouble for qualifying. To go into that, having just had 2 crashes, if he makes it out of Q1, that'll be a pretty miraculous recovery.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, mate, I'm so sorry. I don't even know what happened. I just got the curb.
Off the back of his F1 career best result of P5 in Baku, the Kiwi driver is really experiencing the highs and lows of Formula 1 in a very short space of time. The resultant red flag delayed the other drivers, the lost track time starting to mount up as we approach the all-important qualifying hour later tonight. Many teams were concentrating on long-run pace due to a lack of running, but there was a flurry of late runs on the red rubber. And it was Max Verstappen of Red Bull who put in the fastest lap of the weekend so far, clocked at 1 minute 30.148. The defending champion has struggled around Marina Bay over the years, the only blot on his otherwise excellent copybook. Although he did manage P2 the last time we were all here. The Dutchman looked quick out of the box on Friday, the new floor that has paid dividends in the last 2 rounds not seeming to hamper him here so far on a bumpy circuit that requires more downforce. Red Bull have made a tweak to the front wing for this weekend, which seems to have made some real difference. McLaren had a mixed Friday. Oscar Piastri topped FP2, but Lando Norris was never better than P5 all day. Data suggests that they still have the edge in both qualifying simulations and high fuel running. The only area in which they seem to lack the advantage is through the slow speed corners, where Red Bull, Racing Bulls and Williams have some superiority. Piastri was P2 for his efforts in final practice, Norris P5. Mercedes were a little off during Friday's sessions, both cars struggling to get the front tyres in a decent place in FP1, and George Russell crashing out in the second hour under the lights after what he described as a weird steering snap. They managed the 3rd and 4th fastest laps in FP3, Russell won better than Silver Arrow teammate Kimi Antonelli. Norris got in the way of Carlos Sainz at one point, the Briton on the racing line through turn 11, as the Spaniard loomed in his mirrors. However, neither driver was on a fast lap, so no complaints from either side. Sainz later locked up approaching turn 14 and, like many drivers had done before him, opted to skip down the escape road rather than risk a dangerous flirtation with the barriers. He was a fine P6 at the flag. Williams teammate Alexander Albon also bailed out of a corner, his excursion at turn 16, P11 for the Thai driver. Both Ferrari men were happy with their Friday performances despite hardly lighting up the leaderboards. Charles Leclerc found traffic on one of his outlaps in FP3 in the shape of Lance Stroll's Aston Martin, who was merely fighting for track position rather than blocking a quali simulation run. Lewis Hamilton wanted to get going too, but Yuki Tsunoda was not in the mood to give up his advanced slot. The 7-time champion finished P8, his Monegasque teammate 2 places lower. The Alpines were in the action, but ended up at the wrong end of the timing tables once again. Franco Colapinto had a couple of moments, opting for the escape road at turn 14, and later brushing the wall at turn 17. In the dying seconds, the Argentinian driver almost put a 4-time champion in the wall, moving out of the way as teammate Pierre Gasly came through on a flyer, taking Verstappen with him. Colapinto is P16, Gasly finished 1 off the bottom spot, which was occupied by the unfortunate Lawson. So the final leaderboard before qualifying begins in Singapore. Verstappen fastest from Piastri, Russell, Antonelli, Norris, Sainz, Hadjar, Hamilton, Hülkenberg and Leclerc. P11 for Albon, then came Bortoleto, Ocon, Behrman, Alonso, Colapinto, Stroll, Tsunoda, Gasly and Lawson.